Well, obviously excited about an awesome win for us. First and foremost because we really, really respect that opponent, their coach and their players, that environment, which is terrific. So for our young team to do that, to bounce back from a tough loss against Michigan State at home, get back in a position where we're in overtime was terrific. So they're excited, but now they need to move on and realize we're playing a Northwestern team that's as good as any team in our league. They were extremely good versus Penn State, and obviously at Michigan State's a challenge for anybody. So they played as well last year. They beat our brains in actually, and we've got to be prepared. We've got to stay humble, stay hungry, and I think our guys will do that.
Richard, does that kind of define the resilience that you've seen from this group? I mean, over the last year or so, I mean, you do have a heartbreaking loss, and then to be able to just circle the wagons and get back, and even the ebbs and flows of that game.
Yeah.
It seemed like there was a couple of times where you could have folded the tents. And
Nate Mason, as a junior, going through the wars, the ups and downs of this league, you just saw him grow up. And every time that crowd was on their feet and the roof was about to blow open, he quieted them down. I'd prefer if he didn't tell them to be quiet, but that's okay. I like the confidence there. But he was really that influence that just everybody saw it and goes, okay, Nate's ready to go. We got to be ready with him. And that's what you need. So, having an older guy like that step up, it gave everybody extreme amount of confidence.
I mean, young guys stepped up. I mean, Eric Curry, some of the plays he made down the stretch.
Yeah, well, we fouled out we fouled 3 guys. So to foul out 3 guys going to overtime, Eric had 7 points in overtime, made a big-time 3, made a really good move to the basket, an NBA 3-step move to the basket, but it was a really nice move, had that up and under. I've always thought Eric's a really good player. It's just going to take time, but to be able to do that on the road in a tough environment and step up, kind of next man up mentality when your starting power forward fouls out. I always use the word we're a more complete team. That's what I mean by it. You're going to have foul trouble. You're going to have those things. So for Eric to do that, that's what a team is all about.
If you can get Murphy and Curry to shoot threes the way they were against Purdue, do you think that's going to help neutralize bigger teams down the road?
That's ideal. I mean, I like pick and pop 4 men. Do we need to rely on that all the time? Probably not, but that's a nice dimension to have because we run a lot of ball screens, and that's what ball screens are. If you got shooters, like we did with Joey, then they got a switch, and now you can put them in a position where you get a little on a big, you roll them into the post, or you drive them, whatever it may be. So that is ideal. Eric's shown the ability to do that since he's been here, and Murph's getting better at it, more confident.
Richard, what's it like just to kind of transition to how does a team handle prosperity over adversity?
Yeah.
Kind of, I mean, that seems to be kind of a message.
Yeah, we haven't had that in a while, so it's different. And the word I used before Purdue was respond, and I said it again to our guys. Well, you can't, be frauds in the sense of when people talk bad about you, we're going to block out the noise. But then when they talk good about you, you can't eat that up too. So it's just the same. I always tell these guys it's not as bad as it may seem, and it's not as good as it may seem. So as level-headed as you can be, to understanding that stay hungry, stay humble, want more, enjoy the taste of success, and want to continue to move forward with it.
Have you seen kind of the confidence just growing with the guys, just the way they carry themselves with getting some success?
Yeah, 100%. It's they feel good about themselves, and I don't even need to tell them. They're when you win, you feel good about yourselves. When you perform well, that's the nice thing about Purdue was Purdue played well, and we got their best shot, and we countered it. So they should feel good about themselves, but they should also understand that if you don't get better, somebody else is getting better. Northwestern is obviously an opponent we really, really respect.
When did you notice that Nate kind of switched took the switch offensively? I know you're trying to make him be more aggressive this year.
I thought that jump shot that he hit to quiet the crowd, it just showed great confidence and resilience. Because Nate, and it was everybody, it's not Nate's fault, but he missed a free throw at the end of Michigan State, missed a shot at the end of that overtime, and I'm not saying it's his fault, but to just respond from it and get better and stay confident is a testament to Nate.
And earlier this season, he just seemed like he was trying to get other teammates involved in shots because you have a lot of weapons, but there's a point where it seemed like he started to become more aggressive offensively.
Yeah, but he had 11 assists? So he did both.
Sure.
Let's do both.
Right.
That's what the good players do, you know, and he's been able to do that.
And earlier in his career, you put him in the fire young. I mean, it's paying dividends now, but back then, can you talk about having the confidence in him when you did have older guards?
We had a lot of young guys on the court last year who weren't necessarily ready to be there, but we threw him in the fire. And not necessarily Nate, but you know, Nate was playing really good basketball at the end of last year, and we wanted to make sure that carried over to this year, and I think it has.
Richard, fourth year in Minnesota, are you the same coach you were when you came to Minnesota? You're still learning, of course. But
I hope I've gotten better. Yeah, I mean, I think that experience is the greatest teacher. I think young head coaches always scoff at, oh, experience doesn't matter. It does, and you know, every little experience that you get improves you, makes you better. So I hope I have, and I'm always eager to improve, always eager to learn, and you know, I hope to be better today, better than yesterday, and I always try that.
What was your reaction when you heard that Tracy Claeys was fired?
Well, you know, it's when you have personal relationships with all those guys, you know, they've been great, and they've all been there since I've been here. You know, so you get to know all those guys. So it's difficult to hear it. You know, unfortunately, it's part of our profession. You get to know guys, and, you know, there's tough decisions that need to be made. So I wish all those guys luck. They were always really, really good to me. You know, whenever we needed something, they were always very, very accommodating and accessible. And, you know, I hope they land on their feet and find a new home and flourish in this business.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.